tell you a little bit of history about the city of Brunswick. Once the city of Brunswick had a waste transfer station for garbage behind a sewer plant on Highway 341, also called as the T Street Dump. It was operating in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. This map shows you where it was. There's where the sewer plant is, or the wastewater treatment plant, and it was right behind here in this little wooded area back in the 70s and 80s. And this is T Street here, and the T Street road that went to the dump. And this is the way it looked today. They had to go back and dig all this dirt up because before it was a transfer station, it was a dump they used to actually bury trash in the ground. This is a satellite view of what was left from the garbage transfer station back in the 70s and 80s. It's also known as the Dempster transfer station. And this is the kind of system the city used in the 60s, 70s, and 80s for their transfer station, because they didn't have a dump out there. The trucks, the garbage trucks like this up here, or the Dempster dumpster truck would come and dump the trash into this hopper. This hopper would feed down into another bay, and over here is a hydraulic arm that will push all the trash into this truck. These are the type of garbage trucks the city of Brunswick used back in the 70s and 80s. They were usually yellow, and they were smaller compared to today's garbage trucks. There's another example of how the garbage trucks used to look back in before the 80s and before that. Now this is what you call a Dempster dumpster truck, or some people call it a Dipsy dumpster truck. But it was basically a truck that looked like this, but it was more modern looking. And it would come get a dumpster, pick it up, carry it, and take it to the transfer station behind the sewer plant on 341. This is probably what it more looked like, what you remember. It used to come pick up the dumpster, it looked like a box, and put it on this truck that kind of looked like a wrecker. This is another example of what they look like. Those trucks would take the dumpster to the transfer station and dump it out like this. What's unique about this dumpster, open on the bottom. You can see a close-up version of that will basically just open up and empty out the contents. They don't use these anymore. You don't hardly see these dumpsters anymore. They were last used in the 80s. This is the kind of truck they used. That was a compression truck that carried the truck to the landfill at Kate Road landfill. But it all starts with the garbage trucks and the Dempster dumpster trucks. They pick up your trash, and when the trash truck or the garbage truck gets full, it goes to this it used to go to this transfer station on T Street to dump its trash into the transfer station. In the back behind the sewer plant on 341 on T Street, there was a setup like this. It actually had a ramp. The garbage truck would come dump it in there. This is an example of a garbage truck dumping it into the hopper. This is an example of what it looked like. The trash is dumped into the hopper. And then the transfer bay here. And like I said, there's a hydraulic arm that comes and pushes the trash in here. And once the trash is in there, it looks like that. And it pushes it different levels at the time into the truck. Until the truck's full like that. And this is the way the trailer looks. It's like a big truck with a hydraulic lever in there that once it gets full, it pushes the trash out. This is an example of what the hopper looks like. The trash is basically loaded in here, and it's pushed by an arm into the back of that huge tractor trailer. It kind of looks like that. And this is the way the trucks used to look that left the T Street dump. When the huge trailers got to the dump, which looked like this, they would push it out. Kind of similar to a garbage truck does, push it out into the landfill. But this area sat here until like the 2020s. And eventually the EPA or a group had to go back there and clean the whole area because it was a real landfill before they used the transfer station. They had to tear the transfer station out, dig up all the dirt, remove all the stuff, and fix the land and monitor it, make sure it's not too polluted. But this is a little history of the city of Brunswick's transfer station they used in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.